What up, people? This is your boy Manuel Godoy, and I am excited today because I finally get to give you guys one of the big deals that we've been working on in the background, right? We've been doing this in the background, making plays in the shadows, right? And doing legal paperwork for the investment round, right? Because the investment round is pretty much all hands on deck, right? Very big thing. I mean, $2 million, that's a lot of money to raise, especially when you don't got Hollywood or the industry helping you out. But I'm excited because I know for a fact that our community is unfreaking stoppable. You know what I'm saying? so we about to go hard today, right? So this is what I got for you guys, man. First of all, let me know. You know the real roll call. Let me know what state you're in. Smash that like button like crazy. You better smash that like button. Why? Because the algorithm gods absolutely hate Black Sands. They hate when Black Sands does big things. So you got to smash that like button in order to let the world know, nah, this is a good video. We about to get it on and popping. So smash that like. Tell me what state you're representing or which country. I know my British people are here. Where my Brits? Where my Brits, man? In the comment section, tell me if you from Britain, man, because you going to like today. Today's going to be a good day for you if you from Britain. Queens, that's my home right there, man. That's where I was born and raised. Queens, New York. Netherlands always comes through. Every single investment round, Netherlands comes through. They're like, I'm big out there. I wish I was there, man, because they got some of the dopest colleges out there and stuff like that. So I know a lot of college people over in the Netherlands. They be holding it down, man. Philly checking in. Philly checking in. The Bronx, St. Louis, Virginia. Let's go. What's up, man? All right, so check it out, man. I'm gonna just yap for a bit because I want this room to fill up. We got a lot of people coming in. This is a major announcement that we're having today, right? But I'll try to keep it a little simple at the beginning. So there's three things that we're gonna be talking about today, okay? Three things. All right. First, we're gonna be talking about what is the launch date for the Black Sands anime. All right, it has been changed. It's not July 1st. It's more like the middle of July. All right, so it is changing. I'll give you more details on that. That's going to be the first thing that we're going to be talking about. The second thing we're going to be talking about is the major partnership that is coming down the pipeline. All right, so the major partnership that we have just secured, right, that's going to be very impactful, not only for like the anime, but also just for our global community, man. We have a global community, right? And we need to make sure that when we're talking about Black excellence, we're locking that down globally, right? So we're going to make sure that we have that with our major partnership that we're coming up as well. And lastly, I'm gonna open it up to more conversation where you guys get to ask me whatever questions you want, and we can go from there, man. Do I have any of my Brits here, man? Let me see. Let me go through these comments again. Make sure. Do I have any of my Brits here? If not, that's sad because I know there's a lot of British people who invested in Black Sands in the past. I know there's a lot of British fans, man. This would have been their day if they're in the comment section. My British fans will lose their damn minds today. All right. All right. So let's break it down, man. First things we want to talk about today is the Black Sands anime round start date. All right. So the government's moving very slowly. The government's being slow with me. So because I can't get my legal paperwork, audited on time because the government's just delaying a lot of filings that we're doing, we're gonna have to push it back at least 2 weeks. So 2 to 3 weeks is how far we're gonna push the actual launch of the investment round back, which is great because it actually gives us more time to talk about it. It gives us time to lock down these deals. I just locked down a major deal last week, and I'm going to be locking down additional deals over the next 2 weeks that are going to blow your freaking mind, right? But since that takes time, the delay from the government actually helps us out a little bit, right? It lets us build up that momentum and lets you tell your family members about this investment round, your friends, your family, and everybody. So at least everybody's hands are on deck. All right. Additionally, for people who are going to be in the investment round, right? I just want to let you know the tier for the bottom tier has changed a bit. So it used to be $100 at the buy-in. This time around, it's going to be about $250. All right. So $250 is going to be the minimum investment, mostly because people need to see a return on their investment, right? So you put 100 in, you're not going to see much of a return. At least with 250, you might get a couple of grand out of it if we're pretty good. If we do what we say we're going to do, right? Then you should get a good amount of money in return, right? So 250 is going to be the baseline for investments, right? And we do have 4 tiers for the investor cards. In fact, let me go ask my son real quick, because I forgot to bring the freaking investment cards. I actually have all 4 investment cards, the proofs, right? So I have the physical versions of all 4 investment cards now that I can show you, and I'll show you that after the meeting. So once we're done talking about the announcements and we're about to start the question side, I'm going to break out the cards so you guys can see the cards, what you're getting, so you can know exactly what your tier is going to be if you choose that tier and choose that amount of investment, right? So that's going to be a very big thing, you know, and you know, I think it's not that bad anyway. 250 is not too crazy. You got time to save up, right? And you'll definitely have a much better return, right? So that's going to be an amazing thing. Now that we said that, what I want to do is I want to talk about how things have been going so far. So on Instagram, we've gained about 12,000 new followers from our campaigns just talking about the investment round. So that's amazing because it means that we're going to have a lot of people coming in on day 1 of the investment round. Our Patreon community has grown by about 300 people. So 300 people have joined the Patreon community, new. If you haven't joined the Patreon community, I highly advise you do, because we just released 2 new books last weekend. We released First Pharaoh #4 and Madagascar #4 last weekend. And this weekend, we're releasing Black Sands #17. So Black Sands #17 is coming out this weekend as well. So if you like reading our books and you want to be a part of the first day of investment, where you have a better return on your investment, then you're going to want to be a part of the Patreon community. That's patreon.com/Black Sands. I'll put it in the comments section. That way you guys can just go there now and sign up if you like. It's your call. All right, but it's our community. We've grown it by 300. We've grown the mailing list, the text message list, by close to 400 people. So 400 new people have signed up for the text message list just organically over the last month or so. So that's amazing, because remember, the text message list is also a first day access list, which means there's going to be a lot of new people coming in on the very first day of the Black Sands investment round. This is very good for us, right? Because what we want to do on day 1 of the investment round is raise $1 million. We want the media to be talking about Black Sands. Like, why the hell is Black Sands so popular? This don't make any sense. This isn't fair. We don't talk about Black Sands. We don't have people in Hollywood praising Black Sands. So why is Black Sands raising $1 million from regular everyday people in 24 hours? That makes no sense. But they don't understand our community, right? They don't understand what the Black people in the Black community want. They think that Black people just want to be put on screen at a movie theater and it'll be fine. We've checked the mark off. Black people are happy now. But as they flopped over and over and over again in all their movies, clearly Black people don't just want Black people on screen. They want to see things that are about Black excellence. They want to see different kind of stories. They want to see history being actually positive about Black people. They want to see Black fathers and mothers together raising their kids, right? God forbid a Black parents are actually happy and together. God forbid, right? It's like so So Black Sands is basically the epitome of what black people want from a market demand standpoint. And when we raise $1 million in literally 24 hours, we're going to prove it. We're going to prove it. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty exciting. It's going to happen on mid July, something like that, or the third week of July. We should be launching, right? And that's going to be pretty incredible. Now, like I said, I'm going to be only inviting patrons, previous investors, and the text message list. That's the only people that's going to be invited in the first 24 hours. All right. So that's actually a pretty heavy haul for a closed community. Instagram's not going to have it. TikTok's not going to have it. YouTube's not. Well, YouTube might have it, right? I do invite people when they're in the live session. So if you're in the live session with me watching the launch, I usually let those people join as well on the first day because they're literally watching the numbers grow on the screen. So they want to be a part of that, right? So we like to brag about how much we invested and everything else. So 100%, those people too who are on the live session on launch day will also have the opportunity to invest on the very first day, right? Because it's like a party at that point, right? It's a private party. We're all having a great time, right? So oh yeah, make sure to hit that like too. Keep bashing that like. You gotta keep bashing that like because the freaking algorithm is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And share this with your friends too. You're gonna love it. All right. So now that we're clear that the investment round will begin in the second or third week of July, right? We're clear on that now. Now let's talk about the oh yeah, the date has changed too, just to let you know. So because of these delays that we're having in the investment round, most likely it's going to be a summer blockbuster. All right, Black Sands will be a summer blockbuster instead of a February release, right? Just because, you know, if we're pushing back a month, 2 months, then we can't hit that February date. So we'll most likely be out at the beginning of the summer, something like that, right? So a summer blockbuster, that's probably what's going to happen with Black Sands. That's most likely to, where we're going to land when it comes to a release date. All right. Now let's move forward to the actual major announcement of today. All right. So this is a major announcement of today. All right. You guys ready for this? You guys ready for this? Right. So I'll give you a little backstory about why a lot of people in the world follow Black Sands, right? And it's very important because it's going to lead up to why we have this partnership, who the partnership is with, right? And why it's so impactful to the Black Sands and the Black community. So first, right? If you've noticed people who actually follow my account on Instagram, you're going to see a lot of checkered people who are worldwide championship fighters, championship football players, championship basketball players, and they follow me. And you might be asking yourself, why do these big, huge celebrities and stuff like that follow Black Sands? The answer almost unanimously is that they are alpha males, right? They are Black alpha males, usually great fathers, right? Who 100% are pro-Black. So when they see something like Black Sands and they want to show it to their kids, right? They want to show something to their kids that's not basically a minstrel show or something that basically gives them a typical Black story that everybody's seen a million times. They prefer the ideals of Black Sands, a SAR, a true boy trying to become a man, right? They love that. They love Ron, his energy, even though he's a tough grandfather, right? There's a method to the madness. And athletes all around the world, especially Black athletes, know what it's like to have a father that pushes them to the limit. Almost all of the major players out there in the world and major fighters in the world have a father who is on their ass 24/7, right? And that's why so many of them follow Black Sands, talk to me in private, right? Talk to me in private and support us whenever they can. And because of that, right, one of these people have gone completely all in supporting Black Sands. And Honestly, I didn't even realize, you know, at first I always was a huge fan of this guy, like 100%, like 100% super fan. And when I actually saw that he was like following me about 6 months ago, I was like, oh snap, what you doing following me, man? He's like, yo, I love what you're doing, man. It's big. It's big. This is big for us. And I was like, big for us, bruh. I said, I'm glad that you're even talking to me, man. You one of the coolest cats I know. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, what are we gonna do? And recently, as I was doing my push to the actual investment round beginning, I said, you know what? I'm just gonna shoot my shot, see if I can get a deal on the table. Right? I know I can't afford it. I know technically I can't afford it. I can't go crazy for one person, right? But I really want to just try and see what happens, right? And I reached out to this man. And he said, you know what? We can make this work. We can make this work. We can make a partnership work here because I really like what you're doing. And honestly, I want to get into comic books myself one day. And you guys helping me do that would be an amazing feat. And I was like, you know what? That actually sounds like a good idea too, right? You help me out here. I help you out there. We're going to have massive collabs across the board. And it's going to be huge, right? It's going to be huge. So recently, we just finished all our paperwork to have an official partnership. And now it's time to reveal who our partner is as the new advisor for the fighting style of Asar. All right. So basically, if you're looking at how Asar is going to fight, how Asar's persona is going to be on the screen, because persona matters. You can have fighters who gonna, throw a whole bunch of attacks, but they're boring. They're not charismatic. Right? They have no charisma, right? So not just fighting style, but also persona. And our partner for this is going to be MVP Michael Venom Page. That's going to be our guy right there who's going to be doing it. Big up to the MVP. And if you know anything about this man, if it's charisma that you're looking for, if it's dynamic fighting that you're looking for, that MVP is the man who's gonna do that for you. Absolutely. 100%. So you're gonna be seeing stuff that I'm gonna show you some stuff real quick, because clearly we don't know what we're talking about here, right? We don't know what we're talking about here, right? So I'm gonna show you some of this stuff that we're talking about. That way we have great understanding of what we're about to do here. All right, I'm gonna pull up some of these shots so you can see what's going on. Let me get some of these big highlights that I know for a fact you're gonna love, man. Here we go. Here we go. Let's go get some of this going here, because you guys don't know MVP is major. MVP is major, and he has a personality too. So he's actually going to be pretty damn dynamic for us when it comes to this round. But let me go and pull this up for you guys so we can actually get you something even better, man. Let me show you this real quick. And I'm going to do this very short. It's going to be a short clip, because we know last time YouTube shut me down, right? YouTube said copyright, whatever, right? They shut me down in 5 seconds. So we ain't going to have that happen here, all right? So I'm going to get this up, and then we're going to be out of here quick, okay? Let's go get there real quick. Let me show y'all. If y'all don't know who Michael Venom Page is, you about to find out right now, okay? So here you go. This is just one of his knockouts.
This is the entertainment business. I'm gonna hear about
this guy is incredible, man.
What he thinks, but
just gonna say, yeah. Big John will have an opinion about that.
Boom. Boom. But look how he acts after he does it. After he knocks him out. He's such a clown when he fights people, man. It's like, that's the Asar energy. That's the Asar energy that we're gonna bring it to the table. Like, why are you even here? Why are you even here? That's the kind of energy that we're going to be bringing when it comes to Black Sands, when it comes to Michael Venom Page being a part of this. It's like, why are you even here? Why are you even here? Whenever Asar wins a fight, he's going to have that kind of energy. That's like, oh, you really thought you could fight me? You really thought you could fight me? You know, and I want that, because unlike all the other cowards in Hollywood, and I want to be very clear, Hollywood is full of cowards and yes men. When they make stuff, they don't want black characters to be too masculine. They don't want characters to be too unapologetic. They don't want black characters to brag. Oh, he's so uppity. Asar is one of those dudes who is going to flex on you every chance he gets. He's going to let you know you stood no chance to begin with. Why are you here? And I don't give a damn if anybody hates on him for that, because I know young black boys all across America are going to look at Asar and say, I want to be him. I want to be him. And that's why we got MVP as the advisor for Black Sands Asar. All right, so he's going to be our advisor. He's going to give us our dynamics. He's going to tell us how to brag, how he should be bragging in a certain scene, right? He's going to bring all that stuff to the game, all right? And, of course, in the future, we're going to be working on comics together, right? Because he has some ideas he wants to bring out there. And we're going to make sure that his ideas are also going to be on the pedestal as well, because he's a great inspirational guy. He's been fighting all his life. He's a great, huge persona in Britain, man. In Britain, he's huge, right? And I just love this dude, man. I love everything about what he represents and everything else, man. Yeah, like you really gotta love it. So with that being said, I am going to start opening up questions, and I'm going to pull up the screen again with MVP, just so you guys know that we're talking about MVP here, right? We're going to pull this back up. Boom. So we got this right here. I'll see if I can make it smaller. There we go. Boom. So let's start this conversation. Let's talk about that. Remember, sign up for patreon.com/blacksands if you want to have early access. All right. I'm putting it back in the comment section so you can guys sign up. Right. And obviously, I'm going to do a big video on Instagram as well and TikTok to announce this new partnership. But you guys were the first. You guys were the first to hear about it. You guys were the first to hear about it. All right, so let's go. Let's see. First questions. Hey, thank you too, man. I appreciate you. Thanks for the blessings, man. Thanks for the blessings, because it's really hard, man. It's really hard to do what I'm doing and not sell out, man. I'll be honest with you. The offers do come. The offers do come. But, you know, at the end of the day, I'm one of those people who don't really care about success. Not in the superficial way, right? Like, I don't care about having a fancy car, right? I don't care about, women and parties and all that stuff. I don't really care about that stuff. The only thing I care about is whether my kids have a decent education. My son is the absolute athlete, right? My wife is happy, so I have to go on vacation every now and then to make sure that she's that she's reset. Giselle sometimes needs a reset, so we go on vacations to reset, right? But for the most part, all I need is my computer, my $5,000 mega computer, right? Because I love gaming. So my mega computer, my big screen, monitor, and that's it. That's all I really need. I don't really need much, so I don't have to chase wealth and chase events and everything else so everybody likes me. All I care about is whether my community has products that actually matter to them, right? Has stories about history that actually matters to them, right? And that we do right. We do right by our people, man. And I have a lot of investors to take care of. So that's really the only thing I really care about. You know what I mean? And it's just an amazing thing. Now, let's see here. Let's see. Will we get a sneak peek of the anime or a teaser trailer? We will not have a teaser trailer, not before the investment round anyway, right? But we will have like an animatic. So there will be an animatic so you kind of see how the action works in the show, right? So you're going to see that. That's going to be there. But obviously, it won't be fully animated. Additionally, we have some first looks. So you will get some first looks on how the anime will look, right? Stylized and everything else. That should be like next week. Next week, you're gonna see something like that. Where you're gonna see like, like kind of how Game of Thrones. Was it Game of Thrones or was it no. It was Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is getting an anime, right? And they gave their first look. So we're gonna have something like that. Have all the voice acting awards been awarded? Yes, they have. Yes, they have. So 100%. If you haven't heard from Callum, you should have, right? Because he gave out everybody's information. Beta testing for the game. It's almost done, right? We had some huge delays. I don't know how we had these huge delays, but their team just had problems, right? So that's almost done. You'll definitely be able to test it soon enough. Once I have the testable build, you guys can go ahead and get in there. Let's see. If I initially invest, this is a great question too. Remember the link right there, right here, scrolling at the bottom, Patreon Black Sands, is how you join our community and get all our comic books and get first day access to the investment round. But if I initially invested, Robert Jones said, if I initially invested in Black Sands, should I invest in the anime as well? Two completely different things. All right. So your ownership of Black Sands Entertainment, right? Stock in Black Sands Entertainment, that is basically stock. So until you sell your stock, you get nothing, right? You just have the paperwork saying you own this much stock, right? However, the Black Sands anime is a profit-sharing investor round, and it's exclusive to the first 3 episodes of Black Sands that most likely will be in theaters, right? So if that's the case, you won't get a single ounce of actual money for the Black Sands anime if it makes money at the box office. However, if it is successful at the box office, your stock will most likely increase in price, right? Because the company still owns 50% of all the rights, right? Black Sands Entertainment owns 50% of all the rights. So even though the profits won't go to the investors in Black Sands Entertainment, the stock price of Black Sands Entertainment will go up because Black Sands Entertainment is a more valuable company since now it has viable, movies and shows, right? Once you have viable movies and shows, your price goes through the roof because you have licensing and merchandising opportunities. So should you invest? Absolutely. If you've been investing before, there's no reason to not invest now because this is the one time where you're going to get a check back immediately. All right. We most likely will be giving our first checks back to the investors within 6 months of the launch of the feature. All right. So 6 months after that, we'll have all our numbers. We'll have all the money that we made. Right. And we'll be able to cut that first check and it's going to be paid directly through WeFunder. All right. So also just let you guys know, this is a follow-up question for this one. Will I be able to get to the next tier of investment? This is a completely different system for the tiers for the cards. All right. So the cards are basically going to be only done based off of this investment round, right? Because they literally matter. Like that's how your profit sharing works. So even though you might have been silver before and you want to go gold this time by adding an extra 1,000, that is not how it's going to work here. The tiers are different. The limits are different. And this is completely profit sharing. So just be aware of that your tier is based entirely on how much you invest on this round only. All right. Let's see. I joined in 2021 through WeFunder. Do I still use WeFunder? Yes, it's going to still be on WeFunder. I love WeFunder. We've never had problems before, so I'm going to keep using the same system, right? So we're going to be using WeFunder. Also, I'm going to take a step back for a second because I want to get those investor cards. And for some reason, they're missing. So I'm going to go ahead and get those investor cards for you guys, right? And then I'll be right back. By the way, is my connection good? Because I'm seeing here it says connection is unstable, even though I am on directly connected. Let me see here. Yeah, my connection should be strong right now. So let me know in the comment section if it's acting a little slow. All right. Or if I'm being a little glitchy. I'm fuzzy looking. Uh-oh. That's what's going on. Okay, let me see here. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. So I don't know why my connection is going slow. Let me see what's going on. Let me see if I can fix it. Can you guys still hear me well? A storm just started in my community. A storm just started in my community. So I feel sorry for you guys about that. You know, it kind of sucks because that does affect the connection. But let me see. It looks like my stuff is working pretty good. Yeah, it might just be a glitch. I'll see about that, about how I could fix that, because that's not cool. I don't like glitches. I don't like glitches at all. Let me see here. Let me see if I can refresh the page. I'm gonna refresh it and see what happens. All right, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get the cards. Oh, it looks like my connection got a little bit better. So that might have helped. But I'm gonna go get the cards and I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, you got my cards. Thanks, Giselle. Giselle got my cards. Giselle got my cards, so I guess we don't have to worry about that. All right, let's see here. So first of all, for all the people who are going to be coming in at the introductory price, right? The introductory price. And I'm going to go up to the question. Yes, guys. I know I lost my conversation a bit. Where'd it go? Hey, please put your questions back in there because I lost a lot of the questions when I refreshed. So, yeah, please do that. Not yet. Not yet. We're going to. Not yet. Someone said, should I have an investor card if I invested through WeFunder? Yes. If you haven't emailed us yet, please email us and we'll be able to get you the link for whatever tier you're supposed to be in. All right, guys. So let me see if you guys can see this clearly, okay? Here's the Ruby card. All right. I think I gotta go a little back so it's less blurry. But here is the Ruby card for the Black Sands investment round. These are metal cards, okay? These are metal cards. This is the Ruby tier. This is the base tier for all the investors, okay? I like it too. It's nice. All set. Then we got bronze. So for all my boys out there who are going bronze, all the ladies going bronze, this is you right here, Seth. I like it. Then we got silver tier. Silver tier is going to be missing the bet. The bet. Don't you like that shing too? Don't you like how it reflects? Right? These got some weight to them too. They ain't light. They ain't light. These are actual like pretty nice cards. All right. And if you notice here, like right here, it says the anime. It doesn't say Black Sands Entertainment. It says the anime. All right. So that's very important that it says the anime on it. Lastly, we got the gold tier, right? This is an expensive tier, man. This is an expensive tier. Not many people will get this tier. All right. Not many people, because this is like accredited investors. If you're not an accredited investor, you literally can't get this tier. But if you are, then you'll be able to get the SAR gold tier. And this is where it's at, man. This is where it's at. And all the cards have the same back right here, right? The emblem for our brand, Black Sands. So I hope you guys are really aware for that right there. Now let's see what we got here. All right, let's see. Is BSP Comics still its own company? No, BSP Comics is done. There's no BSP Comics anymore. It doesn't exist anymore. All the investors in BSP Comics are now Black Sands Entertainment investors, right? So Black Sands Entertainment bought back the rights, and everybody's now an owner in Black Sands Entertainment. No BSP Comics. Okay, what are the investment tiers for the anime? All right, so first tier is $250. $250 is the minimum amount of investment you can make in the Black Sands anime, right? So $250, then $1,000. $1,000 is bronze. $2,000 is silver, and $10,000 is gold. All right, so $10,000 is gold. It's for our accredited investors. That's the big dogs, all right? $10,000 is gold. Silver is 2,000, 1,000 is bronze, and 250 is ruby tier. Someone said, "Are you a part of the Black Comic Creator Collab, the Epiphany Engine?" Well, one thing is this, right? Nobody really reaches out to me for anything. You know what I mean? Like, there are a lot of creators who respect Black Sands and stuff like that. But you know, they're trying to appease people who don't really care, right? So what happens is they don't like our methods. They don't like how bold we are. They don't like our confrontation, right? We're too confrontational. We're too pro-Black. We're too family-oriented, right? So a lot of people put us in a box, right, where we're not a part of the Black comic book community, even though if they ever see me in a convention, they'll be like, "Oh man, Black Sands, y'all the truth." I don't hear no collabs. I don't hear nobody reaching out to me, right? So I always judge people based on their actions. You know what I mean? So while there might be some big collab going on, it's their friends. It's their friends. It's not just Black creators who do great things in comics. It's their friends. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let's see. How do I calculate a rough estimate of return? Well, one thing is you got to do it based on our projected budget, right? So if our projected budget, right, let's just say our projected budget is $5 million all in, right? Right. And we raised $2 million through WeFunder, right? So that means that you take your $2 million out of that $5 million, you'll say that's like what? I don't know. 40% or something like that, right? And then you divide that by half because the investors are half of the profit pool, right? So you're looking at, you know, roughly around, I don't know. No, never mind. I'm messing up the numbers. It's 50% of whatever the net profits are. All right. So that's what the investor pool is. Now, is this round going to be 100% of the investor pool? Maybe, right? But it could be 80% of the investor pool, right? So that really depends on that, right? It's 50% of all net profits go to the investors as a whole, all the investors. So it might not just be the WeFunder, it might be private investors too, but there's not much room for them, really. If we raise over $2 billion, there's not much room for any private investors to come in, right? Because the rest of the money comes in from like work and other things and you know, collateral, stuff like that. So that's not going to be funded through the investment. Only the production is going to be funded through the production investment. So once you have that, once you have like 50% of net profits or whatever, right? That just means that if we do 100 million at the box office, right? And we're owed 60 million in total, because like 40 million goes to distributors or something like that, you know. Distributors, they take their big cut. The movie theaters and stuff take their big cut, whatever. So 60 million's left, and then we pay all the debts off. So maybe $10 million in debt, right? So it's 50 million, right? Then you do your math from there, right? $25 million roughly is going to be distributed to the fans, right? And if the entire production cost you know, $5 million, right? That might be like a 10x return. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how it works. It's very convoluted, right? But no matter what, the investors get paid first before the producers. Producers are Manuel Godoy, Black Sands Entertainment, Carl Reed, Composition Media. Those are the producers. They're the people who actually built the IP, built the show. We don't get paid until the investors get paid. Let's see. JKB seems a little frustrated. I don't know why, though. We had multiple emails and updates regarding the conversion from BSP Comics to Black Sands Entertainment. There was also updates on BSP Comics WeFunder Investor Round. But the simple answer to this, and I don't see anything superficial about MVP being a part of the team. I really don't see anything superficial about that. That's pretty freaking big. If you know anything about his platform, right? If you know anything about his platform, it's not that he's a fighter, but he's actually a very strong platform fighter. So he has a really big audience. So, you know, that's not superficial at all. It might be superficial to you, but not to most people out there. When it comes to the BSP Comics investors, there was two options for you guys, okay? Option one, bankruptcy. 99% of almost all the CEOs out there who make a company that's a separate company and then you invest in that company in early stage, when they feel like the product is never going to get off the ground and it fails, they file for bankruptcy. And all the investors get whatever assets are left over, but most likely they're going to have nothing returned to them, right? Because the bank will collect or whatever, blah, blah, blah. The investors usually just lose all their money. That's option A. That's literally the option that all of you get no matter what. You don't have a choice on the matter. You don't get a vote. They just file for bankruptcy and you hold the bag. That's the first part. The other way, which is very rare, is the CEO of the company decides to offer their shares, the shares that they own, in their successful major corporation, Black Sands Entertainment, right, to the investors of the failed experiment, BSP Comics, right, and give them shares in that successful company. $1 million of shares in that successful company. That's option B. That's what we did. And yes, the share price changed because the company's completely different. Black Sands is worth $40 million. BSP Comics was worth way less than that. You know what I'm saying? So the price changes as far as like the share price, but you guys still got $1 million in stock directly from my ownership. It was my stock. And I gave it to you guys. Also, you guys wouldn't be left with a bad taste in your mouth for trusting Black Sands Entertainment, right? We said we could make this happen, and we couldn't make it happen. So we decided to give a nice rescue line to our fans. That's it. Now, we can argue about whether it was not the best conversion in the world or not, but you guys got early bird conversion rates similar to the people who invested first in the last investment round. So they got a better rate than everybody else, and you got that same rate without having to do anything. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is calm down, bruh. It's all good. Remember, look up every other startup. When it fails, you get $0. You get 0 shares. Black Sands covered you exclusively because I just want to cover my fans. I don't want them to lose. So I did it for everybody. So yeah, that's what's up. Let's see. When we invest, do we automatically get sent an investment card, or do we have to purchase the card on top of our investment? You don't have to purchase the card. So a lot of people already got their cards from the last investment round, like the overwhelming majority did. And what happens is this. I send out emails to everybody in their tiers, right? And I say, hey, you qualify for the gold, silver, whatever card. Go to this link and order your card. Use this discount code for 100% off 2 cards, right? Because every investor gets 2 cards. Because I believe most people have a spouse or a girlfriend or whatever, and they usually invest together, right? Most people don't invest individually. Like one person in the family invests and the other member invests separately. They usually never do that. So they invest together. So I always give every single investor 2 cards for free. All right. The cards are priced at like $100 just so people don't spam and order like 10 cards when they're not supposed to, right? But you get 2 for free. And all you got to do is pay for shipping. That's it. So it's a completely separate thing. We don't have your personal information. So when you invest in Black Sands, the personal information, we don't have anything other than your email, right? And how much stock you bought. That's it. WeFunder might have it, but we don't have that personal information. And some of that information is very old because it never updates. So you might not be at the same place 4 years after whatever, right? So yeah, you got to order separately. Let's see what else. Does the M Godoy? It's M Godoy with Godoy. Okay, Godoy. But I prefer you use support. Okay, support at blacksandsentertainment.com. Let's see. The cap, there's no cap on investors at all, but the government puts caps on. All right. The government puts caps on how much money you could put in. So if you're an unaccredited investor, which the overwhelming majority of investors will be unaccredited, the unaccredited investors will have a cap limit of around $2,500 or $5,000 for the entire year. All right. It's across all companies they invest in. All right. So that's what's your cap going to be, 2,500 or 5,000 if you're an unaccredited investor. Now, if you're a millionaire, if you have $1 million in assets or something like that, and you're accredited investor, right? Then put the paperwork in to be able to prove that. Because once you prove that to the government that you're basically an accredited investor, in other words, you're a savvy investor, you're not somebody who's going to do something that they're going to regret, then they will remove the caps completely. And you'll be able to invest as much as you want. You know, you can invest 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, doesn't matter. They just have to verify that you can do that, one, and that you're a responsible enough person to do that. You might have $10,000 to invest in Black Sands, but if they don't see like proof that you're like somebody who does that for a living, they're gonna be like, nah, we're gonna protect you and only allow you to invest 5,000. You know what I mean? So that's the government. It's 100% the government, not me. Will there be a TV commercial before the theater release? Of course. Of course. We're going to have a whole marketing campaign. You're going to be able to see anime stuff probably in 3 months. In 3 months, you're probably going to see entire clips, like 2-3 minute clips, just random parts of episodes so we can go and check the vibe, right? You're probably going to see that in like 2 or 3 months because it's going to start immediately. How do we get paperwork that saying that we own shares? That's in WeFunder. It's automatic. Everybody who ever invested in Black Sands has a portfolio on WeFunder. So there's a WeFunder portfolio for every single person who's ever invested on WeFunder. And it says it has your contracts in there. So all your contracts are in there. And it says the stock price that you bought your shares at, right? So if you have shares, right, and you bought in like 2020 or whatever, then they'll say a price that you bought then. And the last investment round is public. So you can see the price right now is $7.17. $7.17 per share for the Black Sands Entertainment. So if you bought when it was $1, you know what I mean? I'm going to answer this question again because it's easy. First tier, $250. Ruby tier. Bronze tier, $1,000. Silver tier, $2,000. Gold is 10,000. All right. This the SAR gold card. Yep. Let's see. Let's see. Do we get paid every time the movie plays, or is it a one-time thing? I think it's perpetual. I think it's perpetual, but like once a year. So in other words, you'll get paid on the first payment, and then once a year after that, something like that. Once a year after that, you'll get a check. It'll come directly through WeFunder. So WeFunder will pay your accounts directly. All right. This is a great thing about WeFunder is they do have ways to distribute dividends and all that other stuff. So you can get paid directly through WeFunder. You don't have to do any additional stuff besides give them your information for your banking and everything else. You know what I mean? So I don't know about attending the European one, but the US one, 100%. So we're gonna rent out like an entire movie theater for like an early premiere, and we're gonna invite a hell of a lot of investors to the early premiere. You know what I mean? And celebs and everything else as well. But it's gonna be a nice, fun family event. So we're gonna have that. It's definitely 100%. We're gonna invite as many investors as we can because we really want to have a really awesome time. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. What's next? This is impossible. So just let you know. I think you asked a question similar to this earlier. This is kind of impossible to calculate, right? It's just impossible to calculate. But when you get our deck, because our deck is going to be available in the in the investment rounds information and stuff, right? When you go into the investment round, just download the deck, look at the projections, right, and then do your own calculations based off of how much you're doing. Right. But as you can see, there's no guarantees in movies. It could completely flop or it could do amazing. You know what I mean? So there's no guaranteed amount of return. Right. The only guarantee is how much each investor is owed based off of revenue. Right. So your percentages is correct. Right. Your percentages are correct, but not how much you actually will receive. Right. Because that's based off of actual sales. Right? Does it sell well? Does it not sell well? What is the definition of a verified investor? What that means is you invested through WeFunder. That's what it means. Nobody should have this card unless they invested through WeFunder, period. And that's going to matter in the future if I want to have private events, if I want to do special things like conventions and stuff like that. I'm going to say, like, break out the card, man, and you get a special whatever, right? So it's more of a notoriety thing. This means nothing. This doesn't mean anything as far as anything but clout. It's clout. It's your bragging rights against other people. So when they say they were here before supporting Black Sands, you say, cool, where's your card at? Where's your investor card? Right? I always have one in my wallet. I always have a copy in my wallet. So that's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You got to brag on them. You got to flex on them sometimes and say, were you here before they were famous? Were you really here? Were you really here? Because my whole family got cards. Paul Shepard, good question. I have no freaking clue. That's one I don't know. We got to get that information in the deck. So once we get the information in the deck and what exactly is considered sales, right, then I'll know. But I have no clue right now. Can we invest a little more than 2,000? You can invest literally as much as you want. It don't matter. But the government might stop you from going over a certain amount. Okay, the government, not WeFunder, the federal government. All right, they make sure people don't make reckless decisions. So if you're not an accredited investor, they're going to stop you. This is a little bit confusing, right? So the answer to this is just simply 50% of net sales is going to go to the investor pool. That's all the investors, not just people who are investing on WeFunder, but maybe private investors, if we need more money, if we run out of money, right? We need more money, they'll also come in as well. And then that entire pool of investors will get 50% of whatever net sales are done for Black Sands. Okay. Everything else is completely hearsay. Nothing else, because you can't calculate anything. You can't calculate stuff based off of an individual, right? There's going to be literally thousands and thousands of investors. So you can't calculate off of individuals' specific moves, right? And you also have to use projections, which can easily be wrong, right? I might project that the movie does 50 million worldwide and it does 300 million, right? Or it could do 10 million and we completely fail. You never know, right? So 100%, do not go into this investment round with a specific number in your head of how much you're going to get paid back. Just know that before Black Sands Entertainment and Composition Media gets any money, right, and profit sharing, the investors have to get 120% of their investment back before we get paid. You understand? Before the actual companies get paid, the investor pool must get 120% of their investment back, period. All right. So that means if we raise 2 million, you got to get like 2.5 million or something like that before any money is distributed to the rest of the world, to the rest of the company. You know what I mean? So that's how it goes. All right. Someone said we can't invest more than our tier. No, you can invest as much as you want. I'm just saying the cutoff is that. So if you invest 1,999, I'm probably going to bump you up to silver. To silver anyway, right? But if you're like 1,500, you're still going to be at bronze, right? You just invested 1,500, right? And if you get to 2,000, if you're close to 2,000, you'll probably get silver, right? And that's how it works. So somebody might invest 5,000 and they can't get to the 10,000, and they're still going to be at silver, right? It's not. They're going to be at the tiers is the bottom, right? 250, 1,000, 2,000, 10,000. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who are $10,000 investors who are going to do like 20,000 or 30,000. I know that. I've had them in the past plenty of times. People have gone way past the maximum tier, because the maximum tier was like 2,500 in the last investment round. That was the maximum tier. And I had some investors that did like 15,000. You know what I mean? So they don't care about that. They care about how many shares they're buying or how much of the pie they're buying. So, the card is just the bottom. Let's see. Is Seth on the bronze card? Yes, Seth is on the bronze card. So after the 6 months, you start the second investment. No, I don't. We don't have any projected investment rounds besides this one. All right, this is the only investment round we have planned for anything right now. What will be the investment amount needed to get invited to the premiere? Most likely, gold. Not gold, my bad. Silver. So any silver tier investors will most likely get free invites to premiere for their family, right? Spouse and kids. I like kids, right? Spouse and kids. So they get free access, right? They just gotta show up, right? So we ain't gonna pay for your travel, but you will have free access to the premiere. So anybody who's doing over $2,000 will most likely get it. And that's how it's gonna work when it comes to the premiere. That's only because we do have to limit how many people, right? So I can't have like freaking 3,000 people at the premiere. Well, there's no movie theaters that can handle 3,000 people. Yeah, we're gonna have a good time. Someone asked where you get the information. Yeah, so if you wanted the information for the Black Sands investment round and the first access, you 100% need to either be on Patreon, be a previous investor on WeFunder, or if you're on our text message list, right? So if you haven't joined the Patreon yet, I would advise to do so. I mean, you get like 60 comic books on day one. So, you already get a massive benefit for subscribing in the first place, right? But that's how it works. Let's see. Will the Black Sands anime movie release streaming to the? Are you capping the number of investors? I may have missed that. Okay. So no, I'm not capping it, but once we hit the max, we hit the max. That's it. People might be able to invest after we hit the max, but they're not going to make it in, because what happens is they put you on standby once you go past the maximum amount we can raise. And it doesn't close for 6 days. So even though we might have hit $2 million, it's still going to be open for 6 days. We might hit $3 million by the end of the investment round, but we can't get more money than $2 million. So all those people are going to get refunded. All those people are going to get refunded. But it's the law. That's how the law works. You can't just close an investment round. You have to give 6 days for people to make their final decisions, whether they want to stay, whether they want to go, whether they want to cancel, whatever, 6 days. Have you decided the red carpet? I don't know yet. True. I'm skimming through the comments right now. I'm about to close out this meeting, but I want to go through any questions that are a little bit different. So I'm skimming through the questions right now. Oh yeah, just let you guys know, if you just came in late, if you came in late to this meeting, we have a partnership with MVP, Michael Venom Page. He's going to be our advisor for Asar in the Black Sands anime, right? He's also going to help us promote the investment round, right? So I'm super happy about that, super excited. MVP is an amazing fighter, worldwide known, and he's going to bring a lot of persona to Asar, the kind of persona we want, right? We want that energy. I believe I answered this question, but I'm going to say it again. You have to order your investor card after the round. So after the round's over, we're going to send out emails to all the investors, and you have to order your card. There's 2 cards you can get for free. You got to use a discount code in order to get those 2 cards for free. Once you place that order, you have to pay for the shipping. That's the only thing you have to pay. $7.99, whatever the hell the shipping is. That's it. You don't have to pay for the actual cards. Let's see. Someone said, are you capable of paying us in the form of crypto? Absolutely not. Everything we're going to do is completely legit, and it's regulated by the government. So we're going to be paying WeFunder, and WeFunder is going to pay all the investors. All right. We're not going to pay you guys directly. WeFunder will pay you on our behalf. We're just going to give them the money. Right. So, yeah. How does the people like myself who did the text to get the first day investment get a WeFunder account? You're gonna have to sign up when you invest. When you invest on WeFunder, you're gonna have to sign up. And this is very important for everybody who hasn't invested in Black Sands before. You will have to give your government information. Okay? Don't think it's a scam. It's not. It's the government. All right. So they're gonna ask for your social. They're going to ask every single intrusive question they could possibly ask, because it's the literal SEC that regulates campaigns on WeFunder. All right. So don't be like, well, I don't want to give that information. Then you ain't going to invest in Black Sands, because they require it for your safety and for mine's. Right. They want to make sure that you actually get your stock and everything else. You don't get scammed. So they hold me accountable. yada yada yada. I gotta do yearly reports and all this other stuff. So it's on both sides. A lot of transparency on both sides. If you never received investor cards, it's because you missed the emails that we sent out to everybody, and you didn't follow up by actually sending me an email, right? To request them, right? You just got to send me an email saying, hey, I never got the investor cards. How do I get them? Right? And I'll be like, cool. How much did you invest and when did you invest? And then you tell me and I say, oh, cool. You're a bronze tier. Here's the link. Here's the discount code. Have a great day. And boom, now you got your 2 cards within a week, right? All you got to do is email me. If you get emails from me at all, please. If you get email me at all, from WeFunder, from Patreon, from wherever you get contact from me, email me, and I'll be able to get you that information, and then you can get your cards. Everybody got their cards. I've literally shipped out, I think, 7,000 investor cards. So 100% people got their cards. When we email you for the card, how do we prove that we invested in WeFunder? Well, you don't have to prove it. I can prove it. All I got to do is go to WeFunder and type your name in. You'll be on there. You'll be on the list somewhere, right? So long as you use the same name there, you're easily to find. You're easy to find. You know what I'm saying? So. Let's see. I moved and car got lost. Can I order again? Yeah, just email me. Just email me. I'll make it happen. That sucks, though. Will the investors get their names in the credits of the movie? Yep, sure will. Sure will. You'll get your names in the credits, 100%. So just let you guys know, everybody who's talking about I didn't get my investor card, you will get the old investor cards, the cards for Black Sands Entertainment, not the ones for the anime. The anime is a completely different campaign. All right. Those cards didn't come out yet. All right. But I will be sending you the cards from the investor rounds that you already were participated in. Okay. Someone said that 1.2 million that y'all raised after the Kevin Hart deal fell through. Where did that go to? It didn't go to anything. The Kevin Hart deal went way before the investment round. We're expanding Black Sands Entertainment. We have a lot of books. We have a lot of distribution deals. And we're having massive success in the educational space right now. So while we're restructuring our business to be more on the educational side, so we can be distributed to states in very large capacities, and we have a lot of money in reserve, because we don't like spending our money unless we absolutely see an opportunity to do it. So we've been very frugal with our money, right? So that $1.2 million is not missing. It's very much around, right? And whenever we have opportunities for expansion, we go for it, right? That's how most businesses should run. A lot of people chase money. So what they do is they spend all their money to get sales, but they spent more money chasing those sales than they actually get in sales. So they end up losing like $300,000, $400,000 a year on just advertisement, right? So we're very frugal about our money. We make sure that we don't spend all our money in one randomly and stuff like that. We are very green, right? As far as like our status, very, very green. Let's see. Net income for the movie, is that including streaming networks? Yes, that's one thing I do know. Streaming is a part of distribution. Movies is a part of distribution. So anything involving the sale of the rights of these 3 episodes is included in net profits. Yes. Okay, streaming services definitely included. All right, I think I'm about to wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much. Like I said, I can't answer all the questions, but I am looking for it right now. I'm looking through it right now, and I'm just making sure that I didn't miss any. But I think I covered a lot of stuff today. Remember, we got a new partnership with MVP, right? A new partnership with MVP. He's going to be helping us get Ausar to where we want him, right? We want Ausar to be a true young man who's holding it down as the Prince of Kemet, right? And we need that persona, and MVP is going to help us bring that persona to this big screen, right? And it's just going to be an amazing partnership with him. And there's going to be many other major partnerships that will be coming down the pipeline in the next 2 weeks. So I hope you guys are ready. And if you haven't joined the Patreon, join the Patreon, because we're going to move, and we're going to move very quickly. And people who are not part of it are going to miss out on some of the best terms for this new investment round. So let's go and get it done. All right. Black Sands out. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thanks for being a part of this. And, we're just here, man. We're just doing our thing. Brothers, please. Peace.